talk about anything, I give honor to God because He's first in my life, and I don't hesitate to tell the world that. What we did here, we needed to act to God to help us in this house. There's some things happening here that are tough. But I'm going to say this, I thought our kids were very resilient. I thought they fought back. But I also got to give Butler credit. They never gave up. They keep coming at you. They do a great job. I mean, Brad works hard with these young men. This is a young group that's going to get better and better. And they work hard. You know, some good performances. Tim Kamchek, I thought, was an Iron Man. That's what I called him in the locker room. Did a great job out there. And Jeremy hit some big shots. And I thought we did the thing we had to do in here is rebound the basketball. We have never beaten them rebounding over the last 2 years. And that's, I told them if we're going to win this game, we got to out-rebound them. And I thought that's what we did.
We have questions for Jeremy and Tim.
Can you guys just talk about overcoming all the little things that just kind of went on through the game? Like, you know, whistle here, hustle play there. Just you never know it, but you led most of the game, even with everything going on.
Well, I think going into any game, you can't really focus on other things outside of what your team can control. Stuff like lucky shots that may fall or bad calls, they're going to happen in every game. So I think the good thing for us is we stay together as a team out on the floor. No matter where we go, we know that there's 5 of us on the floor, but we got the whole support of the bench and any fans that we have at the game.
Jeremy, can you talk about that 3 you hit right near the end of the game when they had shaved that lead down, and definitely the game was hanging in the balance? So what was going on in your mind as you let that go?
Oh man, a lot. There was a lot going on. I just felt good. It was in rhythm. And I just knocked it down for my team. I seen that the clock was running down. And I was like, we got to get this. It's going to be a tough one. We got to knock it down. And I love taking those type of shots. I knocked it down for my team.
Maybe a question for the two of you. This was obviously a big win in the grand scheme of things in the prize league early in the season. Can you talk about what this win does, especially in such a competitive league that you have this season?
For sure. Anytime you can go on the road and get a victory in our league, it's a great thing for us. Going on the road any place you go is tough, but especially in this place with the support that they have from the fans and the student section and everybody that comes out is always difficult. So, like I said, just staying focused, staying together is what we try and do every game on the road, and they really do the student out.
J-Mo, in almost all of your big victories this year, you've gotten off to great starts. I'm thinking the ones I've seen, especially like Kent State, was almost the same. I think it was 19-4 there and 20-4 here. I know that lead went away, but how important was it to get off strong like that?
Oh, very important. We always focus in, coming to the game, worrying about the first 5 minutes. And Coach was talking about that at the beginning of the game. We got to come out with discipline mindset. Those guys can definitely get you when you're not focused. And that's what we came out with. We stayed focused and we came out hustle hard. And one thing we emphasized on was trying to get those loose balls. The toughest team come out with loose balls, and I think that's what we did tonight. It felt real good. It felt like we came out. We mentally was ready.
Tim, they kind of had your number the last couple of years. How hungry were you guys coming in to just take their share? Finally, knock them off.
Anybody that's asked me that, I've told them that this is a great game. It's both sides, both teams get amped to play this game. It's really exciting. We know either place you're going to go into, whether we're playing here or if they're coming to our place, it's going to be a big crowd, possibly a TP game. But you got to stay focused and just do the things you can control, like I said, and just play basketball.
Anything else for Jeremy and Tim?
Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
No, again, the game was only changed hands like 3 times, and one of the first 2 possessions of the game. Again, despite it all, you guys really controlled the whole ball game. Can you just kind of talk about how you were able to just kind of stave that off, even though it may have seemed like it was back and forth?
Well, I think when you get out to a start and you emphasize the first 5 minutes of the game is really when the tempo is set. So we, like J-Mo said, we really try and pride ourselves on coming out, fast, hard, with intensity, making things aggressive and physical. That's the style of basketball that we like to play. So I think when you set the tempo in the first 5 minutes, it kind of gets maybe momentum built in your corner for the rest of the game, so you can, we like to call it weathering the storm, whether a couple threes are hit or they get back-to-back buckets. We know that if we start out on the right foot, we have a chance to weather the storm, as we like to call it.
Jeremy, extremely physical game looked like from where we sat. Did it appear physical from where you guys were? There was two clear path fouls, and there was a lot of guys on the floor. Was it as physical as it
We came in this game we knowing it's going to be a physical game. Just in practice, we was emphasizing that it's going to be a physical game. Those guys will come in, try to punch and fight and scratch. And I felt good out there. I felt that we took those punches and we also gave those guys some punches and showed in the game.
And we also emphasize, playing harder, playing tougher, things like that. And we know it's going to be a battle. Certain teams in the league like to play more physical, and we know Butler is one of those teams.
Anything else for Jeremy and Tim? Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Coach, I do have one question for you. Could you also share your thoughts on what this win does for you in league play early in the season?
Well, we told them we told them a message was sent last week that how Detroit beat Butler down there, that it's now open for anyone who's ever ready to step up and grab it. And I asked them, I challenged them, I said, do you want this? And it's got to start here, and that's what they did. They went out to take this one here. And I knew by taking this, it doesn't put us like we're way on top or anything, but what it has done is that, now we've played 3 road games and won all 3 road games. People still got to come back to Cleveland State, and that gives us an advantage.
Coach Waters, what happened on the technical foul, and do you think that changed the tenor of the officiating at all?
Well, I had to jump in a little bit. I mean, sometimes you gotta let them know how you feel, and I had to change. It was just too many fouls going. It was just, it was too lopsided, and I had to let him know how I felt. Now you need to know something else. I only had 2 technicals in my entire life. That's one of them. Okay, so that tells you.
Coach Pogue played a solid first half. Can you talk about playing without him in the second half and what you're?
Well, and that's why I thought our kids stepped up in the second half, because we had to play without Aaron, and we need Aaron out there. But you know what the most positive thing occurred? Aaron, this is the first time he's played well in 6 games? Yeah, 6 games, and not because he can't play well. He had a bad thigh bruise, and he was playing about at 50%. Playing no more than 18, 19 minutes. This is the first game he was ready to go, and they get him in foul trouble.
Coach, it could be argued that fouling Butler, which is among the nation's worst free throw shooting teams, is pretty good strategy. Did you give any consideration of that before the game?
Well, I didn't get up. No, I didn't do that at all. But I didn't get upset when we did. Normally because there's a lot of fouls going on. But I was hoping that the percentages would go in our way because they're not a very good free throw shooting team, and we knew that.
Coach, all games get to winning time, when you have 2 good teams playing each other, especially in this building here. In those last 3 minutes, that was winning time. You guys made a lot of really good plays. Is there any 1 or 2 things you can identify as letting this team get over the hump and do that when in past games here, maybe it didn't happen?
Well, I thought one of the key persons in that situation was Jeremy Montgomery. I thought he controlled the tempo. I thought he ran the clock down to a sufficient time. Then I thought he made the plays, and that's what your great point guards do. That's what Norris Cole did for us a year ago. Now, J-Mo, this is an exchange. He's never been at the point exclusively. Now he's trying to learn that and run the team and score points for us. And I thought he did a great job. I thought he was very strong. I tell you another person that if I could have kept him out on the floor, they had nightmares against him, and that was Anton Grady. He could score what he wanted to against him.
I was going to ask you about Anton.
He just couldn't be on the floor because he was in foul trouble the entire time. How many points did he have? He still had 11. And I'm telling you, he was on the verge of having a phenomenal game. But, he had to sit down for all that long time.